Let's start. We'll start with a small chant. Gently close your eyes. Try to keep your spine erect, back with all the natural curves. Relax and collapse your shoulders. Relax the back of your head, the crown of your head. Slowly shift your awareness to your thorax and feel the movement of the breath in the thorax. Keep considering the breath as your vital force. Let there be one pointed intelligence, analyzing only the breath flow. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambat Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini. Let Mother Gita destroy all our sorrows. Has been enchanted. Written by Maharishi Vyasa. Adorned by the crest of jewels of all wise men. Lore being chanted by Narayana, the Lord himself. Simple palming. You can gently rub your both palms, generate heat, apply it onto your eyes, and slowly you can open your eyes. Sometimes I feel, I think, not only me, perhaps there would be many. I'm speaking the same words, syllables uttered by the Lord. Your mouth becomes your voice, your Vak Shakti, the speech becomes more blessed and sacred. So 2.47. Karmanyevadhikaraste. Karmanyevadhikaraste. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phalaheturbhuhu. Ma karma phalaheturbhuhu. Ma te sangostva karmani. Ma te sangostva karmani. If you happen to come to India, every Indian will recite this shloka. This is such a popular one. Whether he knows the meaning or not, but he understands a part of it, and he will very well know this shloka. So, such a popular one. And very handy. Somehow, when I read the shloka, it came to my mind today that from here on, Lord Krishna wasn't a guide or a or an orator who had been lecturing upon yoga and its principles. But from here on, he has become the Lord himself. He started to speak from the capacity of the Lord of the universe, the creator of the universe, the sustainer, or perhaps even the destroyer. Why did it happen to be in the mind? I'll let you know when we see the meaning. So we'll again see every clause of the shloka. Karmani eva adhikaraha te. You are supposed to do only actions. Karmani eva adhikaraha te ma phaleshu kadachana. Do not get impelled by the fruits of actions. Don't get lured by them. Kadachana, never ever. That's his word. Hence I see, so such an emphatic statement. Only the Lord, or, perhaps a person sits up in the top management could give an order, like that. So he says never ever. Ma karma phala heturbuhu. Do not get attracted to the fruits of actions. Again, he's emphasizing again. Mate sangostu akarmani. Don't fall for inactions also. Don't think that you should not be doing any action at all, that all the problems are solved. So that's what he's saying. Now let's delve deep into every clause. Karmanyeva adhikarahati. Now there is a word karma here. There is a word adhikaraha here. The word karma, popularly defined as actions, is not physical action at all. And the bombardment of surprise here. You see your physical body, your color, the color of the eye, hair, how you possess your organs, how your system is functioning, how they are weak in functions. All of those put together is called karma. Your body is karma. You don't get to choose your body. How nice to be living with choiceless. Very happy will be. So we don't get to choose the body because it is the karma that had accrued, put together, taken up a form. And it will end the way how we have accrued it. So the body, can you get out of it? Like suppose you want to climb a mountain, okay? And you're shaking with the trembling legs. Yeah, they are wobbly. Your respiration is bad. Your already SpO2 is going down. Trying to climb the mountains. You're bound. You want to climb the mountain, but the body is binding you, right? So karma is that. You will never, ever get away from this. This is a bondage. Okay. If that is the case, we cannot get away with action. As we cannot get away with the body, we cannot get away with the actions. Then how do we perform the action so that it never becomes bondage? That's why worship comes into picture. Why don't we transform this body as temple? Why don't you make the entire body sacred? Purify your chitta, your mind, and let it be a divine altar. Huh? We talk about this cancer rehabilitation programs, or even forget cancer rehabilitation, or even this prenatal yoga that is going on so crazily out everywhere. Huh? What do we tell the participants? What do we tell these women? Oh, you have a transverse baby. Give her some baby talk. Talk to the baby. How do you want he or she to be delivered? Talk to him. And then you get a normal delivery. How is this happening? It is the influence of mind over matter, right? So the actions shouldn't be empowered by your filthy mind, but it should be the work of dynamism from the inner spirit. Otherwise, what will happen? You continuously try to do action, 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 and you get frustrated at one point of time. Oh, I'm already in my 30s. Now I cannot climb mountain anymore. My God, riding a bicycle is a great deal now. Mhm. So, what is being done here as a pattern? We are trying to do actions after actions mechanically. Krishna here says, try to dynamize, divinize these actions, transcend it has to be overhauled completely. Coming back to the same clause, karmani eva adhikaraha te. Here the word adhikara also means eligible, which is the exact meaning, but the esoteric meaning behind adhikara is your nature. Is your nature. All actions performed should be in accordance with your nature. Now, what is your nature? I don't know. I'm talkative. Oh, I have this low mood. I don't speak much. I'm introversial. Oh, I'm that emotional type. We label our nature according to our psyche. We just can't see beyond our body and mind and try to find the essential nature. What is our essential nature? Later in the chapters of Karma Yoga, Bhagavan Shri Krishna also mentions about this in detail, Swadharma, Adhikara. How do you find this real nature and how do you act accordingly? Why is it necessary? I'll first answer the question. Why is it necessary that I have to act according to my nature? Why is it necessary? If I work hard, I could do any action. Okay. I cannot draw. Even if I work hard, I'll not be a good painter. I cannot draw. I will not be an artist. And supposedly, I refrain from what I am and think that, okay, being an artist is the superior job. It's a well-deserving, a qualified action, which is very respectable. And then I try to become an artist. I'll be bad. I'll be the worst. In fact, I'm cheating my own self. Ramana Bhagavan says there is no inferior or superior in actions. There is no gradation. Why? Because karma is jada, it is inert. There is no superior action, there is no inferior action. You know what you can do from your inner core being. You know, what you've been groomed up with. When you act accordingly or take up some profession for that matter, according to the inner core being, you shine well. You resonate well with this cosmos, with the universe that you are. You gel well with the universe that you're in. But what happens when it goes against? You somehow feel all the time, I am the odd one out. There's some blank, there's some space that is yet to be filled in. I'm not happy. Why? Because actions are not performed in accordance with the Swadharma. Now let's get to the fact, how do we analyze this? How do we know? How do I know I should take up a teaching job? How do I know I should deal with medical service? How do I know I have to be a clerk? When the answer lies in the next class. When you do not hanker after the fruits of your actions, when you experience the inner joy while doing the action, that's your Swadharma. Now we have this astrology science called, Vedic science called astrology, very much in place in India. People get so amused about its evidences, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's like tarot reading in Western Europe. People think that, okay, if I don't know how to decide what I would be, what I should do, let me just talk to an astrologer. It can be a fair idea, but never a good one. Because one will know that what he has to do the best all by oneself. Because it is the inner being which witnesses the fact. You ask me, I was like this, talking to people, teaching things since my 8th grade, believe me. This has been, I don't know, people say it as a passion. I don't find it as a passion. Passion, the word itself, is creating, it's instigating a force which always driving you. And people use this very much. I've seen, this is my passion, this is my passion, this is what I do. Yeah. When you do something with passion, your energy flows down. You're done after some period. But when it is with real intent of what you have to do, this is what I like. Aurelia was asking me, why is that you're carrying out such an operation where no one is ready, only 3-4 people are listening to the session? Why are you still continuing with this session? I said, I love to do it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I know a person who delivers lectures on Tulsi Ramayana. For years, he was lecturing. He was reiterating the stories with the shlokas, with the Tulsi shloka, with this Tulsi chopai, what they call as, to the cows, in a shed. Any action should be done only for experiencing the joy of doing that action. When you know that you are joyful while doing this process, you are acting according to the nature. And anything goes wrong, which means you are definitely not in line, not aligned. That is yoga, right? You're aligned, you're integrated, everything put together. All forces completely aligned together. That communion is lost. And then you just charge people with, okay, he is or she is the reason for my frustration. That circumstance is the problem. That situation, if that situation would never occur in my life, I would have been happier. Happiness lies within, yes, but are you in accordance with it? Action are just waves coming out, emerging out from that substratum, that spirit. Now, if you're going to get involved in it with all those waves, you're going to be in turbulence all the time. But when you stay in that substratum, not getting involved, you will see the actions don't touch you, neither the actions nor the fruits. They will not touch you. They will not disturb you. I've seen people who have rheumatoid arthritis, severe pain in their knees, but climb 22,000 steps to worship Ma Vishnu Devi. No? Their desired deity. How do they climb? How is it even possible? Is that divine magic of the deity? No. The action has been transformed into worship, and they're enjoying the singing of bhajans, the chanting of sutras, shlokas while climbing. That togetherness with the group are making them climb. Hence, Krishna says, Karmani eva adhikarahate. You're eligible only for actions. Esoteric meaning behind this clause is, you very well do your actions in accordance with your inner spirit, with the guidance of your inner spirit. Oh, it doesn't guide me. I don't know what you're talking about. Close your eyes. Shut up. Shut everything down. Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. It is there in your heart. It is not in your physiological heart. It is there in your center. He will guide you. There is no other thing that can ever, misguide. If at all, if at all you've been clouded by your mind. Hence, shut up, shut down, and then find the voice of inner spirit that guides you. Otherwise, we'll keep complaining about, this action I don't want to do. This is being done by, this is what Mr. X told me to do. This is what the society wants. This is how I should live. I don't know. You will always be meddled into that stream. Krishna is giving a caution. Work in accordance with the inner willpower, with that inner peace. Ma phaleshu kadachana. That's the second clause. Never ever you are eligible for the fruits of actions. You are not entitled to the fruits of actions, howsoever, whatsoever. That's the meaning. I mean, God is non-compassionate. How is that he can say this? I'm doing so many things, n number of things, running errands, doing that, doing this, being creative, impressing people, dying every day, working as if I'm taking the last breath. I'm taking the last breath while I go to sleep. And God is saying, you're not entitled to the fruits. You know what happens in this chaotic, mind-driven world? We always find that I am the doer. I did this. I did that. It was through me all these actions have been done. It's been performed well because I was systematic, you know. It is organized because I was the brain behind all of this. When this I being the actor, or what do you call it? A person who is acting. When I is being assessed as the actor, all terrible things happen. All mishappenings happen. When we understand the real truth behind the real actor, every problem is solved. There is no hankering of fruits. All fruits that are to be showered upon is showered as blessings, as grace, well placed, definite, at the right time. This happens. The problem with us is we're always, or perhaps we've been trained like that. It is, I saw a cartoon when I was young, you know. There was a small stick above the head of the donkey, and there was a banana at the end of the stick. And looking at the banana, donkey is trying to run. I don't know how donkey can run, but still, it's weary, it's tired, but trying to run to get the banana, it seems. And stick is so nicely placed that it can't get the banana at all. That's the kind of life we are running. We are trying to run just for the banana. When you try to run for the joy of running, all problems are solved. I pity people when they come to yoga sessions asking for definite benefits. One woman came when her marriage was fixed, asking for, will this dry skin will this dry skin start to glow after a month? It, be it any action for that matter, starting from daily cleaning your body, taking a bath, starting from brushing your teeth, to reading a book, everything, make that sacred. Make that sacred. How do you sanctify a piece of work? How do you do it? Only when you offer, right? What do you offer? The best among the best. Okay, a friend comes to your house uninvited, and it was a pleasant surprise. She's taking the next flight and she's leaving soon. What do you get to offer? Oh, I got this dress a month ago. I want you to wear this. It's so beautiful. It'll look pretty on you, right? What do you offer? Even when you don't get time to purchase or something, you want to give something to the dear one. You always offer the best, right? Offer the best that is in you, the best functional one, that is your ego. A very strong one, the best functional one. Even when the body doesn't function, when the mind doesn't work, this guy is always up with all his spirits. Sanctify all your, that's just making it lighter, but only when you offer surrender ego, you could sanctify the action. And believe me, believe me, the joy of the doing the action is going to be the next level. Because you're doing just for the sake of doing. How about this? Sounding nice, sounding great. Sometimes you don't get to do anything. You just want to take a walk, a stride by the road. It's so nice. The experience of just that small stride by the road is so nice. Sometimes it brings up good memories. Hmm? Oh, I walked that day. Yeah. Why did it create that impact? That impact is not the right word. That effect, because it created a mark in you. Why? So you are with your spirit at that time. You are yourself at that point of time. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Never ever hanker after fruits of actions. Now I get this all the time. I get this question all the time. Motivation in psychology, in Western psychology, the sense of motivation, the feeling of motivation, or the sense of reward makes you feel happy. Now, your theory goes completely haywire, completely contrast. How is an action done without motivation is going to make you happy? Now, let me give the same equations. We will put all the equations one after the other and then do that hence proof job that we always do. Put up any equation of your work all these years in the past that you've done with this sense of reward that motivated you to do perhaps the instructor course, or for Nadia it can be any orientation that had led her to this social work that she's doing. Put any of the work that you've done in the past as an equation with this sense of reward, with this pattern that been filled in, drained into our brain gut to do a work. How did it made you feel? Were you happy? Now, in contrast, an equation of an action which you did not with any plan, far, far in the future. You didn't have any plan to make use of that action, and you just did it. How did you feel? The result is there in front of you. The answer is just right before your eyes. I was working in a sports university. I used to ask the sports persons, how will a sports person seeing at that scoreboard all the time will perform, and how is that one who just not think about anything and gives away his all potent in hitting the ball right and left, gets it out of the stadium, definitely not worrying about whether he's going to be out of the game or accruing marks or scores for the team. Which player will be rewarded the best? Or who will be rewarded the best, the man of match? Definitely the one who is not hindered by the thought, oh my God, my score, I have to protect myself, I shouldn't be out of the game, right? Who is not conditioned by the scoreboard. Eventually what happens is the fruits of action gives you anxiety, like the banana did to the donkey. At one point, the donkey man, the caretaker, definitely would have given the donkey the banana. But that poor fellow, after all this running, do you think that after eating the banana it would be happy or not restless after all that's running? No, no. Achievement of the fruit also hadn't given that amount of happiness, that amount of ecstasy, what we were thinking about, what we were expecting of. Hence, fruits of action is always dangerous. Krishna has been rudely rude, harshly rude by saying this. And perhaps his rudeness is helping us to get away from the psychological conflicts and don't move into that vicious cycle of fruits. Don't get to that. What is that circus thing that they run? The scooter in the circle, the the death race. They call it as a death race. No? That's the death race. Running after the fruits. So that rudeness is just to protect us. Do for the sake of doing. Don't hanker after fruits of actions. You're not eligible for that. You're not entitled to the fruits of actions. He will also give explanations that don't worry, you will definitely get a piece of a fruit, but not necessarily all the fruit so that it can intoxicate you. Wine intoxicates, the fruit will also. Anyways. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phala heturbhohu. Don't get allured by karma phala. Don't fall for the trap of the fruits of actions. He is again reiterating his statements in a different form. But by this, he just is emphasizing why this is very important. This part of karma yoga, not getting involved into the death race of fruits of action is important. It's very significant for spiritual progress, not only spiritual progress, but also for the entire welfare, even for this ethereal success, what we are thinking about, professional success, personally, your family doing well, you're knit together. All those things are possible only when you're not expecting any. Now I have got the point. Not expecting any. Why do we think that the sweetness of action is always in the future? We postpone the happiness for future. No? Isn't that timid? Isn't that foolishness? Why we are doing? Because of that little fragment of expectation. And this fragment of expectation is with the universe, is with the people in the universe, is with the events created, situations of the universe. And this all happens because of non-accepting nature. No, I do not accept. This is how it has to be. This is favorable, is this. We have created that dogma. This is how it has to be. These are all the favorable conditions. I'll be happy only when in this gamut of favorable situations. Anything happens away from this, oh, it's terrible. It's unacceptable. It's sheer adharmic. It is not good. Don't fall for the fruits of actions means don't expect anything. Try to embrace, try to accept people as they are, how the situations come, and keep going. Now we have understood this in a wrong way. Many people have. That accepting the life as it comes means just tolerating. Okay, this is fantastic. The C-type personality. One who does not say anything. Just tolerate, okay. Gulp in that sorrow like a bit, small goblet of poison. Okay, this will not do anything to. No, that's not the case. I used to give this example quite a bit. Okay, you get lured by a small baby. I went to a function of a baby, 6-month-old, so cute he was. And you're traveling on a train, the baby is so cute, and it wants he wants to come to your lap. Mama is so generous, she also gives you, and you're happy having him on the lap. And God forbid this things happen, the diaper leaked, and something very unfavorable happened. And you don't get to change the dress. In a train, you're in a moving train. Will you be punishing the baby? Will you keep complaining about the entire journey? Oh my God. Or will you be laughing at this situation while you're talking about this to your friend? You will definitely do option B, right? You'll be laughing. Why? While you took the baby on your lap, you've accepted the baby will pee. Baby can puke. You embraced it. You knew it. Hence, you didn't complain. There is no fuss. It was a 6-hour journey. There was no complaints. There was no fuss. But at the same time, when it happens with some other people, just because you do not like him or like her, is all the fuss, is all the trouble. Who is at loss? You yourself. You yourself are at loss. I was listening to Dr. B.M. Hegde. He is a controversial person. Not many things are to be taken, but there are certain statements which really hit hard. And he has some evidential basis on this. He says hatred is one important cause for all the diseases. For having hypercholesteremia, from hypercholesteremia till cancer, till getting carcinogenic tumors and whatnot in your system. It's because of hatred, he says. Then I get to revamp my knowledge of yoga instructor course. There we call it Shadripus, the 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsarya, all those things. Why they have to be won over anger, jealousy, greed, and lust, and such things? Why they have to be gotten over? Because they are ruining your system, my dear. You are at loss. You are at loss. Now, people who are wise learn by others' mistakes. Just as we spoke in the previous week. After getting one, crying about it, and then getting up the decision, oh, now we have to, redo everything. And then writing notes, I love him, I love her, I forgive him, I forgive her. Manifesting that to this universe will not work. Oh, it's all stupidity. You do it from your heart flower. Let the flower open, blossom. Do it with genuine generosity, with complete compassionate heart. If you work with this mind of accepting people, then there would be love. There would be compassion. All actions will be defined as love. But on the contrary, if you're going to work with attachment to the fruits, it is filthy. It's going to ruin you. Not you, but also the entire universe, all the people around you. And then we shouldn't be complaining, oh, this relationship is toxic. That is toxic place. We shouldn't be complaining. There's one another woman I was listening to, she was saying, while you enter the room of your mother-in-law, generate those vibrations of peace and happiness and see the change in the atmosphere of the room, she says. Well, she's a strong meditator, but why can't we give it a shot? Generate that. After all, we're all human conscious, all connected, all knit well together. B.M. Hegde says you are the child of your parent less, but more the child of this microbe genome factory that you are around. Hence, you and me are none but same. You are my cousin, he says to an audience, to a person in the audience, he says. I am from Karnataka, you are from Delhi, it doesn't matter, he says. It's the same spirituality says you and me are one. Where is the question of being another? Being another comes with this filthy mind infiltration of all Shadripus into the picture. And then we create the distance. Okay. Things were wrong. Things were really filthy, very nasty. But that was past. Ancient history. I was talking to a person. He's just in teens. He says, oh, that was 2 years ago, ancient history. I said, my God, Sometimes we have to get back that teenship, no? Getting away with the things very easily. They do that. We are stuck with the same things. Okay, coming back, sorry. Not expecting any is the mantra for not falling for the fruits of actions. No, you shouldn't be expecting anything. Just embrace with all your heart into it. Don't worry about how it happens. Don't worry about it. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be well. It's going to be neutral. Don't worry about all those things. Just embrace. Hence, I'm saying, even Nico pointed it out, that Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is not two different entities. They're not two different paths. They are one in one, hand in hand together. They always go. Only when you surrender, Karma Yoga is fructified. In Bhakti Yoga, it's the same path of surrender. No? Only when you do it with love, with no fruits of actions involved, no? There's no indulgence of ego into it. Just love is being shared, is being flowing. It's the same thing in Bhakti Yoga. It's a path of selfless love. They are just two names sometimes. Okay. Mate sangostu akarmani is the last clause. Do not fall for the idea of not doing anything. Now, coming back to the first point, karma is not just physical action. Your physical body is a group of karma that you have accumulated, my dear. How can you get away with this body? That is suicide, right? That is a fatal crime. Krishna says, don't get that stupid idea. You cannot get over with the actions at all. You have to act. But the frame of action should be different. Do not move yourself in indulgence, but let the flow of love, flow. Sometimes it so happens that, okay, I have to ignore. I don't have to do this. I'll not be interested in it. Let me not engage myself in such actions. But what do? We are not physically engaging, but we are all the time at the back set of the mind, all the time thinking, I don't know how this thing will be ever accomplished. We are always brooding over those things where we are not physically doing anything. Krishna says, instead, sit, do it, finish it off. Arjuna says, I'm going to leave this warfield, and I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do japa. Krishna says, no. He says no to meditation, no to sannyasa, no to renunciation. Why? Because your frame, your swadharma is not so. You're not acting according to your inner will. You're not acting in compliance with your inner being. You are not there yet. Sometimes it so happens, okay, I'm going to leave everything and just run away from all these things. So, all politics here, all nonsense, nuisance. It always gives me stress. I don't have to think it. I just have to run away from this. Running away from the business, you get calls over and then you chat with people, see what is happening. I'm not there. No, this is happening. You're still engaged. You're still engaged. Isn't that foolishness? Krishna says, when you're engaging yourself, go there, be physically doing it. That's it. Finished. Anxiety is stopped. When do you get anxious? When do you people get anxious? When we have something to do and we are not yet doing anything about it. When you do it, done. All things are done. There's no anxiety. You are happy. Oh, this part of the work is done. He says your restful attitude has to be considered the most precious thing. Not what others think or not what others speak of. Restful attitude. How do you grab hold on to that sense of restful attitude, peaceful attitude all the time while doing action, without, when you're away from the action, when you're physically not there while doing the action, when you're just in the process, or in the later process of the action, everywhere, wherever you find yourself to be, restfulness, yoga, he says. Hence, he never says karma. He always gives the term yoga, and which is karma yoga. Restful attitude while action. Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra, my then Vice Chancellor, now Chancellor of SVyasa, where I was being groomed up as this budding yoga instructor when I did my master's in the university, he used to say, action with silence. He says, I was thinking, quietening, why silence? It's not hushing silence he was talking about. Is this tremorless silence that happens in your heart, and then you're doing action from that springing out. Action with silence. And gives another interesting thing. Silence in action. He says meditation is also an action. But how do you grow that fire of silence, quietude there? He is a scientist. He knows how to define things well. It is the same phrase of Krishna's karma theory. He gives this definition of silence and action, not inaction and action. Action with silence and silence in action. That's a beautiful way of putting things. So the restful attitude is what we have to carry. Even while we rest. Even it so happens that we are all becoming insomniac. I don't know what COVID had taught us. Quality of sleep is so dipping down for all those people. Even while we are resting, we are not restful. So restful attitude while we are resting, restful attitude while we are acting. This has to be the goal. Thank you so much. I'll take questions.